Now, one method that always works when you have system of equalities like this is using substitution. The method goes like this. You first solve for one of the variables. So let's say this one. We solve for x. X is 48 minus 4y. You solve it like this. And then you replace or substitute this into the x in the second one. Since x is same as 48 minus 4y, you can replace this x by 48 minus 4y. Now, the common mistake that people make is forgetting to put a parenthesis, but whenever you substitute, always remember to put that parenthesis. Forgetting that parenthesis will cost you big. All right, 3 times 48 would be 144. 3 times 4 is negative 12. Plus 4y equals to 64. Let's subtract 64 both sides. And then this would be 144 minus 64 is 80. And then negative 12 plus 4 is minus 8y equal to 0. So that 80 is equal to 8y. And then when you divide by 8, you get y equals to 10. Now, once you have the value, then you have to go back and plug it into your original solution right here to get the x value. So you get x equals to 48. 48 minus 4 times 10, so that's 48 minus 40, which is 8. And therefore, you get 8, 10 as the solution set. Your x and y values are 8 and 10. That solves this system. To summarize, the way you solve is first solve one equation for x or y, whichever is easier, okay? And then second, substitute into the other equation. You don't want to substitute into the same equation because then you don't get anything. You have to plug it into the second equation, and then once you're done with that, you solve the equation, and then when you get the value, plug the value back to get the other unknown. Okay, so that's basically the idea. Now let's try to apply that same idea to the second set of equations. This time, if you try to solve 3x plus 4y for either x or y, you end up with some ugly fraction. And actually, it turns out that 4x plus 2y equals to 62 is an equation that's easily solved by y. Now, that's the annoying part. Sometimes you can't avoid having a fraction. In that case, although substitution will lead you to the correct answer, maybe it's not the best method. That's why I'm giving you 3 other methods in addition to the substitution method. All right, so you have 4x plus 2y equals to 62. Now, notice that everything here are divisible by 2. Sometimes that's really good to know. If you can divide everything by the same number and simplify, that's an easy way to solve an equation. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 62 divided by 2 will be 31. So this is how you simplify the equation. And then once you have simplified, it's really easy to see that if you subtract 2x both sides, you end up with y equals to 31 minus 2x. Now, because we solved this equation for the second one, now this has to be plugged into the first equation. So let's do that. You have 3x plus 4. Remember, never forget that parenthesis. Always put that parenthesis. And then we multiply this out. We get 3x plus 124 minus 8x equals to 64. Let's see, if you subtract 64 both sides, you get 60. And then 3x minus 8x is negative 5x equal to 0. And then when you solve, 60 is equal to 5x. Therefore, x is equal to 60 over 5, which is 12. All right. Once you get that value, what do? You plug that back into the equation that you have to get the other value. So when y is 31 minus 2x and x is 12, that means 31 minus 2 times 12, which is 31 minus 24, and that's equal to 7. Therefore, 12, 7 will be the solution for the second one.